child's needs and interest changes as they grow. How can parents allow the relationships to evolve as the child develops?
Definitely spending time is a way to gauge their interest. When our children were young, their interest was very, very different. When we used to ask our eldest son, what do you want to become, or what he wanted to do. For birthdays, he would say he would need a drawing board or a canvas, things like that, because he wants to become a painter. You know, anytime you ask him, he'll say painter, artist. And over a period of time, when he grew up, of course, that was something that we nurtured. We saw in him, he was good at his art and all that. So today he's an architect because of that, but his interest changed. Suddenly it became music, suddenly it became, so he's a good bass guitarist, so things just changed over time. But we are there to nurture and keep moving them in that direction, rather than thinking I know what they should be interested in and pushing my interest on them is not the way to. Many times, children end up doing engineering, medicine because of parents' interest and not because of their interest. But if they would have been, doing something of their interest, they would excel. But they don't excel because they have been crushed into a situation, pushed into a situation which they don't like. So yes, interest will keep changing. You have to be discerning based on your relationship, that you nurture and move them in that interest, and not push your desire and your interest on them, so that you want to see them become what you have in mind. Make them what God wants them to be.
Yeah, I would really say that there are things that sometimes our children are interested in, which we have no knowledge of. And sometimes that can become a challenge, because as they evolve, they are learning new things. And we are not aware of some of those things. Like one of our children loved things to do with finances, like, very, very detailed at a young age. And I had no clue that he wanted to know which bank gives the maximum interest at a very, very young age. And I myself was not very certain about those things. He was very interested in reading the Sensex and the, index and the exchange rate, which never interested me. That was one page in the newspaper. I would just skip. And but it was his interest, and so I would direct him to somebody who knew better. I would tell him, ask this artist, she knows. She's done some study in this field. And so don't be threatened when your children's interests are outside the boundary of what you know. Don't feel threatened. As a parent, give them avenues to learn more in that field, and make sure that opportunities are given. Make sure that it's the right people that they are in touch with. If you know anybody like that, it is great to just encourage them. And you'll see them achieve greater things sometimes than what you could have even imagined that they can achieve. So, it evolves and it changes with time. So don't be constantly trying to control what is happening in the life of the child, because that is when it becomes a challenge. As a parent, when I'm trying to control things in my child, even when he's a young adult, when he's a working adult, no, rather than that, have conversations, talk, encourage conversation in different areas, and say what you feel and leave it to them when they make choice.